Okay, guys, welcome to this Lifevantage opportunity webinar tonight. As you can see on the screen, my name is Michael Huey. I am an Elite Pro 7 with Lifevantage. I've been in Lifevantage for, 7 years. It's been some of the most amazing 7 years of my life. I can tell you that I was a multiple six-figure earner inside the fitness and nutrition industry. For over almost 25 years. I live in Safety Harbor, Florida. I'm married to my wonderful wife, Lisa, who you see up there in the left-hand corner. I am the founder and CEO of a men's health, relationship, and business coaching company called Hefluence. As you can see up there in the top right-hand corner, these are our new logos. Our website will be launching in about 7 days. We rechanged the name of our company, rebranded ourselves after 20-some years, and I can tell you it's never been a more exciting time. And the information that you're hearing tonight has allowed all that to happen and is going to allow us to reach thousands and thousands of people and to be influencing thousands and thousands of people. My wife and I have a calling to want to do missions work, reaching the nations, and that's something that we believe that this is as part of our calling to be able to do that. I graduated from and went to undergraduate school at Ohio State University. I have a degree in exercise science and sports nutrition. You can see a picture of me down there, which is just a cool picture every time I look at it. I was pretty lean and fit back then, and I'm getting back to that body again, but just now with a lot of muscle. I was really thin back then at about 170. Now I'm fit like that at about 215 pounds, which is kind of cool. And I was an elite educator for the American Council of Exercise. And as I said, I created multiple six figures inside that industry. But just this last year, my wife and I were humbled and honored to be selected to, you see a picture in the bottom right-hand corner down there, to Cole Hatter's mastermind. And a lot of you are probably not familiar with what a mastermind is, but it's a group of leaders that come together to learn from other leaders in every industry of entrepreneurship. Learn how to do. Cole's one of the best speaker trainers that there is in the country. His event Thrive, which happens in September. If you're an entrepreneur, I encourage you to do something outside of your business, whether it's if you're a Lifevantage distributor or you're just a plain entrepreneur. You should always go to something that helps with personal development, and being a part of this industry and being a part of Cole's mastermind has been humbling. Was rated #1 by Forbes magazine. He only takes 90 people every year. He had 70 returning people. 20 people got in, and 400 plus interviewed for those 20 spots. And Lisa and I were honored and humbled to be part of that. And so the last picture I put was this picture down here in the bottom left beside my running picture of supplements, because that was the supplements that I took for years and years. And thank God the information that you're about to hear about tonight, I no longer have to do that. And I'm honored that the information that you guys are hearing about tonight is the same information that a lot of people heard back September 4th of 1998. And I put this on here because I believe it's impactful. I believe every time I hear this and I talk about it, it gives me more of a passion to understand that some of the greatest technology discoveries are in the hands of the consumers and have been in the hands of the consumers. And so I asked people this: what did we use before we used Google? I put the library down there, and I've got another one that I'm going to put on next week. Somebody shared with me this week. We used encyclopedias. We used Yahoo. We used AOL. I believe the information that you're hearing about tonight in the next 3 to 5 years will hit a branding point like Google did in September of 1998. And that'll happen in the next maybe even 2 years to 3 years. It's really funny because I was on a couple calls this week, and they said that close to 200 medical professionals have joined in the last couple years. And in the last 5 years, over 700 have joined the company that you have the opportunity to hear about now. And you'll see at the end that everything is about timing, and you guys are in the right place at the right time. Whether it's just you want to further your health and have better health, or you want to have better health and have a financial gain from being able to educate others about that information. And I believe tonight, and I'm sharing with you with a humble heart. I take this very seriously, what I'm doing right now. And whether there's 8 people on here or 80 people on here, I've done them with 10 people, I've done them with 75 people or 80 people. It doesn't matter. I take a lot of pride and humility of being able to share this information with you because of the impact that I've been able to make on thousands and thousands of people's lives. So, and just think, Google and Apple go back and forth. How many people thought that this piece of machinery would be able to do so much stuff with email and Facebook and text messages and WhatsApp and you name it, right? And Instagram, right? And think about it. Steve Jobs almost went bankrupt 5 times in his 30 plus years before it hit branding at year 35 and had a 7,000% increase in revenue. And now Google and Apple go back and forth as the #1 brand, right? And so I'm not going to play this tonight, but if you're a guest and you have not seen this ABC Primetime Investigative Report, when I watched it 7 years ago, I never understood the magnitude of what I was watching at the time I was watching it. All I know is I never saw anything positive on ABC News. And this was positive. And what they talked about what was possible. Have you discovered the fountain of youth? They said studies are being done on diseases and how it affects humans. And what you're going to hear about tonight is everything they talked about has been validated with massive, massive over-validation, okay? With the expectancy that they have is coming true like no other nutritional product in history. And I believe tonight I'll prove that to you. And so we're going to talk about a term called biohacking. Biohacking is not a simple term to understand. It's a multifaceted term, but I believe the biggest piece of biohacking is what you're hearing about tonight, okay? And that's the art of hacking your biology, using nature's built-in mechanisms to stack the cards in your favor and become the best version of yourself, maximizing your biological potential. And then the other perspective is that you can actually hack your own biology and you gain control of systems in your body that you would never have had access to. Let that sink in for a minute. Traditional supplements, we were not able to take control of systems inside our cells to be able to teach the body to perform like it did when we were younger. Sorry about that. And so that's what's most important, okay? So I can guarantee you that there's a lot of you on this call right now at 9 o'clock. If you're not taking our products or you're just hearing about it for the first time, struggle with inflammation and oxidative stress, knee problems, back problems, eye problems, low energy, bloating in your stomach. I was there using traditional products and I used them all. I used the ketones. I used, fast, quick diets, protein drinks, vitamins, antioxidants. I tried them all. Nothing helped until I found out about the information that you're hearing about tonight. And so it starts with this term called nutrigenomics. So ask yourself, what is oxidative stress? Oxidative stress is what happens to this apple when you cut it open. And just look, we are ravaged by free radical damage every single day that leads to oxidative stress. From the water that we drink, to the waves of the microwave, to your Wi-Fi, to holding your phone up against your ear. You can see mine's over there out of the road now. And so, guys, if you're just coming on, please mute yourself. Thanks. And the pollution, exercising causes oxidative stress. And just think about it. That happens, and then it affects every piece of our body. Our heart, our skin, our eyes, our kidneys, our joints, our brain, our immune system, leading to sickness and disease. It's the most researched topic right now in the medical community, okay? And so that's what I want you guys to think about. And this is super, super, super important, okay? So I believe we have a solution. These universities, this is why you should care, because these universities have cared enough to go on and do their own studies. And to me, these are some pretty significant universities. You see my school on there. I'm going to tell a brief story tonight that I haven't told about in a while. And I think this will lead to some very huge understandings for you guys when it comes to being able to see the big picture about this and being able to interpret this to other people. I saw a study done by the American Heart Association that was done at Ohio State, and I noticed one of the people that was involved in the study was a former professor of mine. And so I tried to reach him, finally reached him. He couldn't talk to me about the study because it was still in progress. But he said to me something I'll never forget the rest of my life. He said, Mike, no matter what you do, take it the rest of your life. No matter what, no matter whether you feel something, no matter what happens, you never stop taking this. And I said, why? He said, this could very well be the greatest health discovery since penicillin. And I said, huh? And he said, yep. And that was it. That was it. And now all these studies have been done. There's ones at Johns Hopkins. There's one by the National Institute of Aging that showed that we were the only natural product in this study that was able to extend life and delay disease, right? There's ones on skin cancer, on the Navy SEALs. Let's talk about where you go and find this research at. So, and look, remember, Google is a search engine, not a research engine. You want to use Google sources for your research, go to Google Scholar. That's why they created it. They created it for a purpose for us to be able to have scientifically validated research. Also, just go to PubMed.gov. You'll see all these resources. You can type in Protandim. It's not on the ingredients. It's on the actual product itself, right? And no matter what anybody says, this science is irrefutable. It's there. Most of it's done on humans, which is anytime something new comes out, the first 10 to 15 years, it's done on animals, okay? I don't know many humans that want to paint skin cancer on themselves, okay? So, and then think about this, the most scientifically patented product in history. I asked my friend Larry Tucker about this a couple weeks ago. I said, how many products in your store, in your nutrition stores are patented? And he went like this, and he said 0. I said, well, this one has 7 US patents and 2 international patents. And he said, huh? That's the significance of this. Nutritional products don't get patented once, let alone 9 times, okay? And so what's the solution? There has to be some solution to oxidative stress. And in that ABC News report, you're going to see the father of free radical biology, Dr. Joe McCore, say that they used to think it was antioxidants, right? But what we learned is antioxidants only eliminated 1-to-1 free radical. Go in the body, eliminate it, and exit the body. And that when you have 300 septillion free radicals, that's not doing very much of damage. So instead of having just an exogenous activation of antioxidants, this happens endogenously. So it's like this fire hose. It goes in and activates 1 million free radicals, eliminating them per second, per hour, per day, as long as you're taking the product. It upregulates and downregulates these genes, turning on your body's own catalase and glutathione and SOD, increasing glutathione by 300% after 120 days. So look, nobody can tell you that this doesn't work. It works the same on every person at doing exactly what this said. It's why it got a patent. Most people don't understand why nutritional products get a patent, because they're safe and they do what they say they're going to do above and beyond that. So they have an unexpected outcome. And look at this. This is why my professor said what he said. He said NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary and therapeutic preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And I love that. I think this is something that you guys need to understand the bigger picture of this. And I believe this will show you. Okay, study. Sorry about that. The mic kind of went blank there for a second. The next study is this study, one of the studies done by the Journal of Multiple Sclerosis, right? So this was done by Abbott Labs. They paid a researcher in the Netherlands, to Dr. Van Horsen, to compare Protandim NRF2 to sulforaphane, which is an extract in broccoli, and Tecfidera, and another drug for type 1 and type 2 diabetes. We beat it 6-1 in every category, and you can see the findings and the conclusions. Interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most suited as a therapeutic strategy. $41 a month, $4,400 a month. You tell me, more effective, almost $3 billion in sales last year, $40, $4,400. Okay? I hope that drives something home to you guys to see the significance of this. And here it is. The only supplement, clinical supplement proven to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, up to 70% in 120 days. So meaning the longer you take it, the better it gets. Upregulating and downregulating your survival genes. It's NSF approved, BSCG approved, and as I said, the National Institute of Aging gave it its stamp of approval, and I love that. I think that you guys should see the validation of this. It doesn't matter if you haven't heard about it from your doctor or the naturopath you go to. Nobody's heard about this. 99% of the people that you know have never heard of this, okay? And they won't for 2 to 3 more years, maybe 5, okay? So the next big thing that we should be concerned about when it comes to our health is our mitochondria. And this is the where we can convert food energy into cellular energy. Adenosine triphosphate, ATP. Why should you care? You should care because of this on the right. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, muscular dystrophy, autism, the whole 9 yards, Lou Gehrig's, all relates to mitochondrial dysfunction, okay? And so this new technology, this new system, activating a system inside your body that's already there, it just doesn't work because you've aged, goes into the cell and triggers this NRF1 protein to actually upregulate the boosting of mitochondria and repairing mitochondria, as well as I said, boosting and making new mitochondria. Slows down cellular aging by chromosome integrity. Guys, these things are just, it's restoring cellular youth back to your body is exactly what it says at the bottom. And then where 99% of your issues begin are in your gut. And a lot of people take probiotics. There's a lot of myths about probiotics. It has to be refrigerated. I can tell you this, if it's a capsule, do not take it. I can just tell you this, that, and there's a great video that I just put on my YouTube channel that shows that 99% of probiotics, hence the 1%, ours, provides 6 billion CFUs and has a BioTrack technology that helps get 60% of the spores through the small and large intestines, where the other 99% get 4% through. And you can look, it starts with skin, thyroid, colon, adrenals. Longer you take these products, the better those systems get inside your body. And then the fourth missing piece, I believe, is omegas. And it's really cool because my chiropractor and I are going to a conference this weekend, and we just love the omega because it's a blend of fatty acids and vitamin D, and it also has omega-3s and omega-7s. And the great thing about it is it's traceable from boat to bottle. Can't smell, it smells good. It tastes lemon and lime flavor, supports brain, heart, and immune functions. And like I said, they added vitamin D, which is brilliant. Dr. Huey and I say this all the time. It's something we've always wanted. And then they took this skincare, this Protandim NRF2, they made it for your skin, reducing the oxidative stress in your skin. I look forward to taking all 4 of these products every single day. My wife can tell you when I don't tell me and you when I don't take it. Never thought I'd be taking a 4 skincare product. I do. Why? Because skin cancer runs in my family. And one of those studies at LSU showed that it broke the link in the development of melanoma skin cancer. This goes into the epidermis of the skin. So if I use this every single day and take Protandim, what are the chances that I'll have better skin and not have skin cancer? We can't say we treat, prevent, or cure, or mitigate disease, but the science and patents. Guys, just ask anybody. There's patents on this product, okay? Okay, so as we go on to this next one, I'm having a little freezing up here, guys. Sorry about this. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's talk about this and find out about energy and find out about why I believe kids that struggle with ADD and ADHD, that this and Protandim together. And I said this last week, Dr. Huey and I are working with some stuff that we're going to be putting together in the next week or two that are going to be able to be shared with people who haven't talked and are carrying on sentences. And just, it's mind-blowing, the change in technology. Okay, just like we used to have a light in the corner, and now we have these big lights that we use to make more light so that you can see better, right? We can use Zoom where we used to have to use Skype. We couldn't use different things. So technology is changing. This is mental clarity, mental focus. You can see this is 1 week after taking Protandim in our F2 and Axio. You can see the writing's clear. The words are spelled correctly. This is huge. This is my friend Tommy. And I love this. Tommy and I talk all the time. He's been able to keep this weight off now for a year. And he says he's still like he was 331. And that's the biggest difference for long-term lifestyle weight management stuff. We just had another contest that we just finished. I'm excited to see the results because I have one of my coaching clients that I believe is possibly going to be one of the finalists. So, and then we have Pet Tandem. It's really funny. Right before this call started, I got off the phone with my friend Ben Davidson, who's one of the top dog trainers in the country. And he's constantly, he said, Mike, I got to get on the ball. I said, why? You've been saying that for a while. He said, I met a vet today who was already giving dogs Protandim. He said, I don't want to go to another one and find out that I knew about it and I didn't tell him. Okay. So this reduces oxidative stress. And as you guys already probably understand, is that, dogs age 7 times faster than humans. So let's talk about the business part real quick. And we're going to finish with this part, and we're doing really good. Okay? Whatever, if you're a guest or somebody's invited you, or maybe you've already signed up and you haven't upgraded or whatever that may be, I tell people all the time, if you want to start a business, always get in where you can get the most possible product. And that would be a platinum pack. And I broke this down. About 80% of the people buy a platinum pack. Gold's about 10, and 10 is about silver. Why is that? Because I believe this. I'm not going to open up a grocery and just have bread and milk or eggs, right? I'm going to have everything. And I'm going to be able to share the products with everybody. And what's great about ours is they're patented and they work better than anything else in their category. So how am I going to tell somebody about something that they need if I don't take it myself? That's all I'm going to tell you. You have to make a decision. You can see the most buck for your bang that you get. Just let the person know that invited you where you stand with that. And I don't know anywhere where for $5 a day I can run a business. Not possible. And I believe I want to commend my friend Tim Santiago. Him and his wife and him are working extra hours and doing extra stuff so their kids can take the products. So for them, it's $15 a day, okay, or 20 actually. So they're working and making another $500 a month so that their kids can take the products. And I commend that. And for $5 a day, you can be healthy, right? So think about this. If you're a salesperson and you can make 40% of your initial sales, how significant that is. I asked this to a realtor the other day, and she said, Mike, we make like 3%. I said, well, what if every time you sold a house, you constantly got paid for selling that house. My wife and I talk about this all the time. We have Amazon Prime. She sees somebody somewhere and that she needs, like these lights, this whiteboard, this microphone that's back here that you guys see. I hear this, I see this at a conference, and I go on Amazon and I buy it, right? Do I get paid? Does my friends get paid for me telling them about things and then they go on Amazon and buy it? No. But people need this information. People deserve, it's funny, my wife said, we feel like we have a moral obligation to share this. No, we feel like we have a moral responsibility to share this information. That's why we've continued to do this. And I believe if you know what we know, you'll feel the same way.
No sound, Mike.
How long was I off? What did you guys hear last, Mike?
It's like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, after
the sales point, Mike, when you started talking about 40% in sales.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
I'm so
exactly
sorry,
where it
guys.
was.
I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. That's what was the saddest thing. So I'm so sorry about that, guys. Forgive me. So
Guess what? You're not perfect, but we love you.
thank you. The internet went somehow, and I don't know. So forgive me. So what I wanted to say is that in sales, every time I show somebody this 40% up front, they say, "You got to be kidding me. I can educate somebody on something and make 40% up front." And I said, "Yeah, I mean, it's crazy." And they say, "Wow." And then I said this to my friend Karen, who's a distributor of my friend Amanda Vasquez. I said, "Karen, what if you could get paid 5% every time somebody bought a house, and then every month you got paid 5% of that?" She goes, "That'd be great." I said, when you see like a microphone or lights or something, and you go and buy it, or you buy signs for your real estate, somebody tells you, "Good place to go get it." Do you get paid when you tell other people? She said, "No." But yet we use Amazon Prime all the time. We see something, we go and buy it. Nobody gets paid for that. People deserve to know about these products. And I just said this, I say this all the time. Lisa and I decided that we felt like we had a moral obligation to share this information for the rest of our lives until somebody can prove to us that there's something better. But then we looked at each other and said, no, we feel like we have a moral obligation, or a moral not only a moral obligation, but a moral responsibility. And so why not get paid for it? Why not be able to be the ones to take this to the nations, to help more people, to get it in? We're opening up in 7 more countries now, okay? So this is gonna be a global company, and it's really cool. I mentioned this, that, close to 700 plus doctors have joined the company within the last 5 years, over 200 veterinarians. The list just keeps going on and on and on. And so I like this bonus because I believe it's one of the best ones. I just heard Mike and Chris talking. If I sign them up, the next 5 people that they sign up, I get 10% off the first person, 5, 5, 5, 5, as long as they continue to keep taking the product. I know Pro 7s, my level, that have signed up Pro 10s. A Pro 10 makes close to $100,000 a month. We're publicly traded, so this is open to anybody that wants to see this because we're publicly traded. These are our revenue sharings. So imagine if you're a Pro 7 and you're a role Pro 10, which has happened many times. We are under a Pro 7 who enrolled a Pro 10. Imagine 10% of $100,000. Would that be worth doing this business? Of course it would. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you work till you die. Here's the piece that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm sorry that I got kicked off and I'm over in just a couple minutes, but I want to hone in on this. This I found a couple months back, the innovation adoption curve. And I watched somebody take Apple through this, and it took them about 35 years to get to the late majority. It's not going to happen for us. From 8 years, we got to the early adopters. So we've made it past that initial spot. And we're getting closer, as I said, the next 2 to 3 years to this 80% where 80% of the money is made between this, and it says about 70% here, but trust me, it's about 80% when you look at it gets to the through the momentum stage and into stabilization, which is called laggards here. Only about 16% made there. But just look at what J. Paul Getty said. I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 1,000 of my own efforts. And just the impact that we get to make from this significant thing. Look, I never wanted to be in sales. And one of my mentors, Cole Hatter, said, you never have to sell something that people need. And it's really cool. My friend Steve Sims, who he always says, people don't want you to sell them something. They want something that they can experience. And Steve went from a poverty-stricken life in New Zealand to a billionaire by helping people get to be able to fulfill dreams that they've desired. It was funny, he told us a story when we were at our last mastermind that a lady wanted to be married by the Pope at the Vatican. And he made it happen. He said, if there's a will, there's a way. And so I'm going to finish with this. This was just rerun again on the Today Show just a couple weeks ago. And I thought about this term nutrigenomics that if you know much about Lifevantage has been saying this from the beginning, we're at the forefront of nutrigenomics, okay? And nutrigenomics is the study of compounds, foods and herbs, food constituents, and how they affect our genes, how they upregulate survival genes and downregulate the bad genes. We didn't say this. Mike or Chris didn't say this. The 700 doctors that have joined the company didn't say this. The Today Show said this, that it is going to be a $600 billion industry. I kind of feel like this little boy in the wave, and I said this in a couple groups. I'm in a couple masterminds, and one of the guys in the group said, do you ever think that supplements will be non-existent? I said, well, no, because Buddy showed me, he found a payphone the other day, and people still use flip phones, my dad being one of them. But do I believe that $300 billion industry will be drastically cut back? Yeah, especially when nutrigenomics is going to be a $600 billion industry. And to me, guys, the information that you have heard about tonight is just like back September of 1999. It's just like what happened with Google when it revolutionized the online industry. So as your thought process goes, I'm going to finish with this. There's usually two things that you kind of think about. Is this real? Which, yes, it's real, and we've proven that. And can I do it? Look, I say this to everybody. This may or may not be for you. I don't believe that the more you educate yourself and the more you understand the big picture of this, that you could not want to take the products and take them for the rest of your life. And this is what makes me remember back to at the end of that ABC primetime. If you haven't watched it, when you watch it at the end, okay, there's a researcher in Colorado at the Jewish Medical Center. He says, I don't want to wait until I'm 80 and wish that I should have taken it or hope that I should have taken it. You don't have that. My wife looked at me when we saw that ABC primetime. She said, honey, this is what we've been praying about. We're going to take this, right? And I said, yeah, we're going to take it. We're going to take it the rest of our lives. Okay. And we're going to tell our family about it. And it's drastically changed our family's life. It's going to get even better because now we're starting to understand more and the science is increasing. And what we have is just, we're in that process. We're in that process of branding. Okay. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you guys tonight. I will tell you this, on Thursday night, I'm not sure who's going to do it yet, but it'll probably be one of our teams, somebody in the health and wellness industry is going to do a product webinar on Thursday night, okay, before our leadership call. I am going to be with Dr. John Huey teaching at the National Doctors of Nutrition Conference in Port St. Lucie, which I'm super, super excited about. We got this massive backdrop that we're going to show people and educate doctors, and it's a privilege to be able to do that. And so 8 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday, and then our leadership call at 9 o'clock. I'm just going to tell you guys this, if at all possible, make sure you join us on Thursday night, because I'm probably going to have a special guest that will knock your socks off. So I hope to see you guys then. Thanks for joining. Have an amazing night.